but let's just move on. These ones are again some other fig trees I have here, started this year. Different varieties we have here. I don't know. There's one Desert King just right there. I came again from Ottawa and have some more in another spot. And if we look here, these are the largest trees I have. These ones, I got them at the beginning of the summer this year in June. I got them over Craigslist. I found them. It's a gentleman in Montreal who was selling them. It's actually trees he bought at the Michal market about 5 years ago. That's the first one. As the two other ones, they're within the same rubbish bin because he's been growing them in garbage cans. And I mean, I think I had a bit of an issue with these ones here because I think they haven't been completely taken care of properly, and they never have been root pruned. And you could see when I bought them that they were under stress. The fruits were fairly small. Usually, I think the fruits look a bit like brown turkey fruits. But when you split them inside, I mean, the inside is red and the outside is like fairly dark. Let's say like purple black, you could say in a certain way. Someone suggested this could be a Negron due to the size of the fruits, but we looked at it and it definitely is not, in my opinion, because if you look at the shape of the leaves, and they're fairly distinct. They have the consistent shape of leaves, which is this one, and that's definitely not a Negron in any way. And I mean, next year definitely the plan is actually to root prune it and to cut it back a bit and to shrink it in a certain way, and hopefully it'll be growing in a better way and it'll be better taken care of. Next thing we look at here, that's the two other ones that are within the same garbage can. You can see that it's been already pruned because I did take some cuttings off for some people, and basically we definitely can prune it even more. And you know, it's the same variety as this one here. So the three of them are exactly the same thing. There's no difference. And usually they sell these trees at the Gental market there, and it's fairly expensive. I mean, in Montreal, if you go to the Gental market or other locations, there's a few other ones around Montreal, they sell them. Most of the time they do not know what kind of variety this is. Pretty much no one knows here when they sell the fig trees. That's what I noticed. Except perhaps for Perry Nguyen, who has Flora Exotica. He has a few fig trees, but his supply is fairly limited, but he can usually order it. I thought I haven't ordered any fig trees from him. And usually when these trees, like when they're sold usually at the Gental market, this tree would easily go for $300, which I think is an exaggerated price, and especially that it is unknown. Usually like even if you look at the smaller ones, these ones they would ask usually like close to $60-50. So that's fairly high price for some startup figs here. So definitely the best thing for supply, it's definitely the internet and people that I met, and it's been the best source. And of course I've returned the favor in kind by sharing also with others. And I mean, that's pretty much it. If we look also, I mean, outside of figs we have here Musabaju. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. This one had it since a few years, but I've been actually taking the suckers out and distributing them on family and friends. I initially bought this at a Home Depot. Sorry, not Home Depot, actually, sorry, well, Home Depot does sell them now, yes. They're usually fairly small like this, and usually has like $20 for them. For this I bought it at a flower shop for $20. It was the size here, and it really grew. Except this year I kind of changed the soil, so it kind of slowed down the growth of it. We'll see if next year we'll have the flowers, because it's definitely not going to be this year that it'll set flowers. And you know, it's a nice decoration, looks nice. And as you might notice, like on most of the fig trees and the banana, I've been using 20-gallon rubber pots, buckets you could say. I bought at Home Depot, and it costs usually around $10. And I think it's a good deal, because if you have to buy a regular pot for plants, and you have to pay a lot more money, and it costs much more, and it's not as practical in terms of carrying. And I'm pretty much happy with this. If you look, same thing as you noticed at the beginning of the video, most of the fig trees are also, well, the larger ones I consider are within those rubber pots here. And last thing, just to show to finish the tour, I mean, it's not figs, but again, these are banana plants. That's another Musabaju. This year I did an experiment. I heavily fertilized it, and it was fairly small at the beginning here, but it has substantially grown compared to the large one I showed earlier. And I have to, of course, basically put it in a pot for the winter. This is a Cavendish dwarf, but it's been very slow this year. It's fairly interesting, and it hasn't grown much. I mean, it's still very small. Hoping next year it's still growing a bit more. Perhaps like next year I'll install a greenhouse and things should be in a better situation this way. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the tour here. So I mean, overall everything is fine here. And if I go back perhaps on my history, all of this started in 2007 and been slowly expanding on the collection of the plants I have here, mainly fig trees. And that's pretty much it here. So if you have any questions or anything, hey, contact me. The email's on the webpage. And hope you enjoyed the tour.